Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tiny Trailer Shop. And today is an exciting day for us. This is the first day that I'm not going to be using a cell phone camera to do our videos. I have my brother Matt. Say hi, Matt.
Hello.
He's behind the camera today and he is much more professional at these videos than what I am. So hopefully we'll have some great videos to watch. So our project today, we want to install some valves in our water lines down in this compartment. This will allow us to fill our fresh water tank utilizing the city water connection. In another video, you'll see that we installed a water filter behind the city water connection so that we don't have to use a portable water filler. So this way, either when we fill the tank or we're connected to the city water, we'll have fresh filtered water. All right, so here we are. We're gonna install the valves into this line and to this line, install some T's in here, and that way we'll be able to switch the valves and we'll be able to fill up this water tank using our city water connection. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna just lay down a towel here, just in case we get some water out of there. Actually, it wouldn't be water, we still have the antifreeze in the lines. And we did drain that, but there still might be some residual in there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this elbow here and we're going to put in a T in here. So we're going to have to cut out that elbow. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to cut out this one right here as well. Okay, so now we have our elbow cut out of there. All right, and then like I said, we're going to install a valve in here. So this is one of our valves. And let's get a ring. We have our rings. So you always want to make sure that you're putting your ring on here first. And then you'll put your valve on. I think what we're going to do to make things a little bit easier, we're just going to line up where this valve's going to go, and then we're going to put the other section of our line on here first. So let's get this out. This is just a little section of PEX that I had there at the shop, and we're just gonna estimate here about what we need. So we're gonna need a piece about that long. So we'll just cut this off. Okay, and we're gonna just test fit this, make sure things will line up correctly. Yep, that looks good there. And see, we want our valve handle to go down, so we're going to mount our valve in that direction. All right, and then we'll get out one of our rings, and this, and we'll put our ring on here. Okay, and then you have to be real careful when you do this. Make sure that nothing moves. And there we go. Okay, so we got our valve all ready. Now our T, we can go ahead and put our T on as well. And that'll keep us from having to reach up in there and try and do this whenever we're up there. Now the thing is, we have to make sure that our T is actually facing the right direction in line with our valve. So it has to be just like this. So we're gonna get everything lined up here before we actually crimp it down. All right, there we go. And now we're ready to crimp this down. All right. Okay, so now we have this little assembly made up, and now we're ready to actually install this right up in here. So we're gonna have to put a ring on the on this side here. And then we'll also have to put a ring over on the other side. Oh, we already put one over there. All right. So now this is going to be a little tricky to reach back in, but reach back in here, put this together, and then drop that in there, just like that. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we're going to have to reach in here with our tool and crimp this together. And this is one of the reasons why I made that little assembly up ahead of time. I knew this would be difficult to do. Let's see if we can get it right here. Here we go. Okay. We lost our ring again. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we got our ring crimped on there. And then over here on this side, we have to crimp this one on. Okay, as well. Alright, this one here I'm not totally satisfied with, so we're gonna actually crimp this one again. Okay, and that should be good. Okay, so our water, this is actually where the pump is pulling the water from whenever you use the water pump. It comes up through here, comes this way, and up to the pump. So with this valve closed, now we're going to hook on the other side of this T. We're going to tap into this line, and then we're going to hook it into here so that the valve over here will allow us to actually put water down through, but we'll close this so that we don't put pressurized water up to the pump. So let's get started on that part of it now. Okay, so first thing you can see that we're doing is we cut out this elbow and we're going to replace it with a T so that we can actually run our line back to here. Okay, and put in our other valve. Okay, so we're going to put a ring on each of these blue lines here. Get those ready to go. And we might have to reroute the blue one a little bit because we did lose a little bit of length. Yeah, so we're going to have to go ahead and we'll have to cut this zip tie here so we can pull the blue line over. So I'm going to have to grab my cutters and just cut this zip tie. And then we'll zip tie that back up later with those wires. Okay, that'll allow us to pull this line over and get it more in line. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to make up this assembly that goes across the back that has the second valve in it. So we just need to have a short piece that comes off of this T and then our valve. So we'll go ahead and we'll just cut a short piece off of our length of tubing. Because we don't have to be real particular as to the location of the valve. We just want to make sure that when our valve is in, that the handle's going down and not up, because up it would be very close to the top. Alright, so let's go ahead and put a piece of pipe on there, put our ring on here, and then we're going to crimp this onto our valve. So we have that crimped together. Now we have to measure for our next piece. So we're just going to stick this on the end of the T temporarily. And then we're going to come across and we're going to take our length of pipe. We're going to put it up here. And we're going to measure out to where our elbow is going to be. So our elbow is going to be right in here. So we're going to cut it off. Right here, I like to use the markings on the pipe. Makes it easier. You know, you can use a marker if you like. That's up to each person's preference. Ooh. And, but yeah, I like to mark it. Just using the markings on the pipe is usually good enough. Okay. So, now we can pull this back off. And we can put this on. And we can put our ring on here. Put that on there. And we're going to go ahead and crimp that on. Okay, so now you can see that we have this assembly made up. And then we'll have to put that up in there. Now, next thing we're going to want to do, though, is to put our elbow on here. So we're continuing to make our section up here. Now we need to put an elbow on. So we're going to put an elbow on this end. We got to put our ring on here first, and then put our elbow on. Now, whenever we do this, we want to make sure that everything is lined up the way we need it. So we're going to do it like this. We come down, crimp this on, there we go. Okay, so now we have this section all made up, and we'll be able to put that up in there. Now there's one other piece we're going to need. We're going to need to put a short piece on here to go between the elbow and our T, so we'll cut this little short piece here next. And we'll get another ring, and we'll put another ring on here. Put that on here, and we'll crimp that. Okay. Now we can put a ring on here, and we can crimp our T on. And there again, we want to make sure everything's lined up the way we want it to be when we crimp this on here. Just adjust that a little. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's give it a little grip on there. So now we have this assembly all made up, and we're ready to install this up here. We'll have to have one more ring, but right here on this end. I noticed somehow I didn't get this cut straight, so we're gonna recut this end just a little bit here, just so it's nice and square. Alright, our end is nice and square. And we'll fit everything together. Okay, so everything will fit together okay. And so we're going to crimp this one back here first. in this one here. So we'll put this one here next. Then we have one last one, and that one here, fit right there. Okay. We're gonna actually. This one here is going to be a little bit of a challenge to get. It keeps wanting to slip a little bit on us. So I'm going to try and move it up here. You can do a little bit of a crimp on these rings so that they don't slide. And that's what I was doing there. Trying to get it so it doesn't slide back on us as easy. Up on here. All right. So now we have our assembly all plumbed. So with the two valves in here, now what this will allow us to do with this valve closed and this valve open, the city water comes in through here, and this is coming after our filter. It will come in through here, it'll come in here and come in to the tank down here, and we can fill up the water tank. We'll just have to watch on the other side whenever the water starts to come out of the vent tube, and we'll know to shut it off. Then if we shut this one and open up this one, that will allow the pump to take water out of the tank and pump it through the system as normal. And we can keep them both closed when we're on city water, because we won't need the pump. It won't hurt to let this one open on city water. It won't have any effect on the system. But now we'll be able to hook up our city water. We'll be able to fill our tank with filtered water, and we'll also have filtered water for our city water. So thank you for watching, and we're not going to pressure test this system today because this is the middle of March here in Pennsylvania. So we're not trusting to unwinterize the unit yet. We're going to wait a couple weeks. Then we'll give her a test, and I'll give a short review after we test it out. Thanks for watching.